afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining Encore Palm Beach County for our monthly Zoom call. Today, our special guests are from the Career and Employment Services at Jewish Family Services. I'd like to introduce you to Karin Edwards and Brittany Glazier. Karin, I'll turn it over to you.
Hello. Hi, everyone. I am Karin Edwards, the VP of Career Services with Ruth and Norman Braille's Jewish Family Services out of Boca Raton, Florida. And with us today, we also have our lead career strategist, Brittany. Can you introduce yourself real quick?
Hi, I'm Brittany Glazier. I'm the lead career strategist here with Jewish Family Services and the Career and Employment Department. So welcome.
Welcome. All right, so today we're kind of going over our department, what we do, how do we assist different people in the community. Just a little background, with the JFS in Boca Raton, it is a non-for-profit agency that provides just array of services for the community. We are one department, but the others we help out with financial assistance for some people. We have the food pantry, Meals on Wheels, counseling services for youth K through 12, and even family members dealing with autism. We do a lot of work out in the community for different events. So I do encourage you to familiarize yourself. Just visit the website railsjfs.org and just see all of the services that we provide for the community. Our department, Career and Employment Services, is absolutely free, and we assist you with different things that we're about to go over. But yeah, that's what we have to assist. I appreciate a non-formal process. So if you have questions, I'm okay with you all just chipping in and asking those questions and getting direct answer. And then at the end, I do believe we will do a section of Q&A to ask any questions that you may have personally. All right, so we're going to get started. All right, so partnering with Career and Employment Services. Introduction to Career Employment Services, we have different resources that we do to help the community. We assist with job searching, resume development, mock interviews, and I know this job market is tough. It's really, really tough. There are so many things that have advanced with technology from COVID that just makes it such a technologically advanced workforce. And our goal daily as a team is to help our clients bridge that gap and to help them to be competitive in today's job market. So just to understand the big picture, I like everyone to understand why. Why are we saying it's a tough job market? So for today's job market, you roughly have about 250 applicants for one position. And the reason why, everyone has access to those same jobs just as you do. Most times you're going to get online and maybe Google, the word or industry you're interested in. You may go to Indeed or Career Builder. Well, everybody else is doing the same thing too. They're doing it from their tablets. They're doing it for their mobile phones. So that's why for a lot of jobs, you'll get 250 plus people applying for that same exact job. So out of 250 people, they're saying I only need to interview 2 to 4 people at the most. How do we narrow down 250 applicants to 3 to 4 to interview? And they have a system that we're going to be talking about to help out with that. So how do you win? Brittany, do you want to talk about updated career resources in today's job market?
Okay. Once they have all these people that apply for positions, how do they narrow it down? Is there a person that's sitting there reading all these resumes? Unfortunately not. We work with clients all the time, and we find ourselves a lot of times saying, back in the olden days, we used to apply for a position, we put it in an envelope and we mailed it and someone read it. But now, because there's so many people applying, there has to be a way to narrow down the the best top candidates for the position, which is where the applicant tracking system kind of comes into play. What the applicant tracking system is it's a software that the companies use to identify the keywords as far as what they're looking for in somebody that submits a resume. So it's keywords as far as qualifications, experience, maybe your education. So there's this invisible list out there of keywords that we have access to, that we work with our clients to help understand. So you can kind of target your resume, because the goal of your resume through the applicant tracking system, you want your resume to be scanned through this system and be pushed forward to the next level so that a human set of eyes looks at your resume. Our clients, many times, are spending hours every day looking and applying for jobs online, and they say they never hear anything. They never hear even a response back. 99% of the time, it's going through an applicant tracking system, and you might not be having those right keywords. You might look at their job description and the resume and think you have all the experience in the world, but it's not making it through the applicant tracking system. So we work heavily or closely with our clients to help increase the chances of getting your resume through the applicant tracking system, so that a set of eyes can reach out to you, invite you in for an interview, and that's your opportunity to kind of shine and impress them with your skills.
Thank you. So with the ATS, so the company will invest into an ATS system. What they will do is grab all of the applicants for that position, and it scans through the system. How it's set up, the employer will put in there the top keywords that they're looking for this position. So all the ATS does is scan your resume to look for those specific words, and then it's going to give you a score on how compatible you are based off of the needs of what they're saying for the company. Now, for them, it's wonderful. It saves them so much time instead of going through 250 job applicants. But for the job seeker, it makes it a little bit more challenged, because that means I need to target every single resume to a specific job. Looking for a job is a job right now. If you don't target the resume, and if you don't put the specific keywords on your resume, the ATS may scan you and you may not be selected, even though you are a very qualified person. So with us at the Rails and Jewish Family Career Employment Services, we assist you with that. After we do provide career assessments to help you identify which industry, which fields, what connects with you, what are you good at? And then once we look at the industry to assist with, then we've got to job search and target our efforts and be intentional with finding the right jobs and applying for the right jobs based off of your skills and qualifications. So what we provide is what I call full systematic career services. And there's all these different steps that help you develop professionally. All right, so first we talked about self-awareness. Who are you? What do you do? What do you do well? What are your top skills? I think that's so important for people to understand that, so you know how to sell yourself. So when they're asking you, tell me about yourself, you know, I'm good at this, this, and this, and you know why I'm good at this, this, and this, which makes a very strong presentation for you. So you got the industry you're interested in. Now we've got to look at the job market. Is this job available here? What is the pay like? What is the experience required? I think having that understanding before you submit the application would also set up a great transition for you as well. So we got the industry, we know what the job market looks like. Now you want to submit your resume to different positions, you want to apply, you're going to do the interview process, and then that's not it. Once you get the job, the professional development is to continue to grow. Your goal should be being a SME, subject matter expert. You want to be a mentor, you want to flourish, you always want to consistently develop professionally. All right, so like I talked about, these are the different opportunities, the different things that we can do to assist you at Career and Employment Services. We do career assessments, career exploration, targeting your resume for different things. We'll assist with that. Mock interviews we do with them. We enjoy doing those just to give you some practice and guidance for the mock interview. We go over salary negotiation. How do you know how much you should get for a position? How do you tell share with the employer, this is the amount that I probably should be making based off of my skills, expertise, and location, that this is the amount that it should be. LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is so important for today's job market. It's the #1 professional social media app that's out there. Most hiring managers and recruiters use LinkedIn. 99% of recruiters use LinkedIn. So we do go over how to create a profile, and we assist you with things like that. And then, of course, professional development continues with that. We do have services. We have a traditional career assessment that we do that kind of goes over what's a good fit. And then we have a very detailed one. There's the company we outsource with that does a very detailed career assessment to determine why, what are the different areas that you're good in, what are your interests, and it helps you to be able to sell yourself a little bit stronger. We do help with resume development. However, if you want more than one resume and you want different assistance, those are a la carte services that we can provide for you as well. And then, of course, the LinkedIn profile, which is a good assistance for that. Brittany, do you want to talk about our resources and our employers that we connect with?
Sure. So part of we have several different resources that we offer. One, just like Encore has their newsletter, we have a newsletter as well. And it's a great resource. It's an opportunity for us where we sign all of our candidates, our present and previous candidates. We send them a weekly email. And what this newsletter has is it recaps our workshops that we do. All of our workshops, all of our resources that we offer are free, but our webinars and our workshops are really interesting. And sometimes people can't make it if they have appointments or they have scheduling conflicts. So we always recap the workshops that we've done for the week, and then we highlight ones that are coming up. We always encourage our clients to participate in our webinars. We were just talking earlier offline about the wealth of information you hear from your peers, and you're not, most likely if you're struggling in your job search, the person to your left and your right is going through the same exact thing. So we really like to try and bring people together either in person or through our webinars to help, learning is power, obviously, and it helps you kind of understand you're not the only one struggling with different types of challenges in the job search. Hot jobs is something near and dear. We have several employers that we've worked with over the years that we've developed great relationships with. And we are a referral type society. Sometimes people might say, like, I really want to work at a bank, and we have connections at banks, and we have several connections. We have a small list of on here of employers that we work with. We work closely with these organizations, and what's nice is when we share with when these companies reach out to us and they say, hey, can you help us promote these jobs? We share these jobs with our candidates. We always encourage our candidates, we can assist them in helping apply so that they're able to do it on their own, but we have them apply and then they reach out to us and say, hey, Karin, I just applied for a job at the YMCA. Karin takes the extra time to reach out to her contact and says, hey, one of my candidates just applied for this position. I'd love for you to give them opportunity. Here's a resume. And it really does help the client. It really makes a big difference. So the employers love it because we're recommending these clients, like with a recommendation, we're making their life easier because they don't have to scan through all the scanned resumes. So it's a great partnership. So we have several employers that consistently reach out to us, asking us to help promote their positions, which we include in the newsletter.
All right, so another thing that we provide are different group trainings. In July, we're going to be doing a group career assessment. That's everyone coming in, going through all of the questionnaires to help identify some areas, industries that you'll be strongly interested for. We have a program that we're doing this week. It's called the Silver Fox Career Boot Camp. This camp is for anybody 55 and older, and it's a series of webinars and trainings that we provide that is focused on for mature career workers. So this week I just did workshop on ageism, how to target your resume, interview skills, understanding today's job market, how to sell yourself as a mature worker. We'll be doing this as well in the next 2 or 3 months. We'll be doing another series, but we appreciate and really enjoy those. We have one that is dedicated to women. It's called a comeback career. That one is for women who have maybe been out of work for some time. Maybe they're looking to grow in their professionalism. It's just marketed to women. It's all the different skills and assessments and training to help women pursue and get their career development. And then we do a lot of computer training. It's needed. Computers and the technology is going so fast. My team's taken a couple of workshops on AI and job searching the past couple of weeks, and it's not slowing down. So we really want to encourage our clients as well as ourselves that we have to stay updated. We got to take these classes. We offer classes to help you stay up with this technologically advanced job market. And so I talked again about Silver Fox. It's one of the ones we really, really enjoy. Other opportunities, seniors guides through your navigation to your career transition. What does the job market look like for you? They're all about an hour long and not very long workshops. We do traditionally maybe 1 or 2 a day, bite-sized pieces. And then we'll assist. We did ATS and resume today. We're going to help our clients with developing, updating their resume. Tomorrow, we're going to do interview skills. And at the end, we're going to practice a couple of mock interviews with the team in a comfortable, supported setting. But the goal is to help our clients get prepared for today's job market. So again, we are a nonprofit organization. We're in Boca Raton, Florida. Our goal is just to help the community with growing and enriching and developing their career professional goals. And that's what we enjoy doing. I have a team of 4 career strategists. We're all here to help our clients and to move forward in helping out the community. That is it. Do you guys have any questions? Eduardo, I see you are like, I have a question. Let's go.
Thank you both so much, and a very good afternoon as well. I was wondering, are you an employment agency within Jewish Family Services, totally separate, or are you part of Jewish Family Services?
We are a part of Jewish Family Services. Our office is at the Jewish Federation in Boca Raton, Florida. We are not, though, a staffing agency. We do provide resources. We help. We have connections with different staffing agencies that we connect with, but ourselves, we're not directly a staffing agency, though, no.
Very interesting. Again, I'm just astonished as to all the resources that are available that I didn't know about you at all. And I'm so happy that Encore is able to put us all together to find out about all of this. It's wonderful.
Good, great.
We have to give Encore a shout out because they help promote our workshops. So they are they do share our workshops with everybody that's part of this organization. So please feel free. You can always sign up and register to attend one of our workshops. We do a lot of the webinars and we do them in person. So it takes a village, right, to be successful. So we work together and we have a great relationship. So we appreciate you taking the time to meet with us.
No, thank you both so much. It's wonderful, great to see. Personally, I would love to be able to, I'm part of that silver group, and I've been retired for a few years, and my wife and I, we both share one car, and so any type of work from home would be fantastic. So, but again, I'll reach out to you and see if there may be any opportunities. I live in Broward County. I used to be in Palm Beach County for 22 years, but we just moved to Broward County. Okay. So we are in Pembroke Pines. Okay. So anything, webinars, I'm so interested, always joining and learning new things.
If I could interject, Eduardo.
Yes, sure.
You know about Encore and you get our newsletter. We have put the calendar of the Career and Employment Services workshops and webinars in our newsletter every month for I don't know how long. In fact, Jewish Family Services, Career and Employment Services has been a partner with us going back a number of years. When we started Encore 6 years ago, we found that there were very few organizations that were supportive of mature job seekers. And Jewish Family Services being one and Career Source being another. There are staffing agencies, of course, but the difference between staffing agencies and what CES does and what we do is, as you probably know, staffing agencies seek people to fill positions that they have been requested to fill by various companies for which they earn a fee if they find a placement. And so that's not how both our organizations function. We provide services and our focus is really more on the individual. Although if anybody has been paying attention, they know that for the last 3 years, we've been trying to identify age-friendly employers in Palm Beach County, recognize them in an awards event each fall, and then put their job boards on our website so people can know and connect with those employers, many of whom are small to medium-sized employers. They're not paying us a fee for listing their job opportunities. So I just want to make sure that people know that the partnership between our two organizations is of long standing. And we have referred a number of people to the counseling center at CES, all of whom have reported back very positively on the support that they have received.
I feel a bit embarrassed, to be honest. I honestly thought that I was reading the newsletter, Encore's newsletter. I gather I have to be more thorough. Please forgive me. We get inundated with so many things. So I must have looked over that, but I promise I'll be more thorough
and share the information. The other thing I also want to say, Eduardo, is on our website on the page for work, there's a link to the Manpower Work from Home program where you can submit your application and hopefully they might connect you with a work at home opportunity.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Rosemary.
Well, you've just demonstrated the difficulty that all of us in this arena share, which is reaching people. Because we send out monthly a newsletter to 1,200 people. And I can tell you, because I get the analytics, that almost 500 people open it. But how many people act on what they read or respond to something? It's very difficult to reach individual people. So you've just demonstrated that, Eduardo. Sorry to put you on the spot, but I have to speak up.
Please do, and I'm so open to new ways of learning because this is definitely a learning experience for me. But we're all so inundated. I get like 150 emails per day.
I know, we all do.
Yeah, and delete, and some things like newsletters. I put it aside for when I have a little bit more time.
I'm laughing because I do it myself.
Okay, but it's wow.
But you just have to highlight the ones from CES and Encore. Make sure you read those because
definitely. I promise I'll do so from now on.
I'd also like to make a point, and I hope, Karin, this is okay, because a lot of people ask me about when I tell them about your services, they ask me if they have to be Jewish to use them. And I tell them, no, it's for anybody, but I'm sure that's something that you struggle with. We have our own struggles.
Yeah. It is a big misconception in the community. We are trying to do different things to support different groups in the community to let them know it's not based off of religion or background. It's open to everyone. And it's something that we're working on from the marketing standpoint to just make sure people know that there are no limitations on who we help.
Yeah, I would put in parentheses, open to everyone regardless of religion.
Yeah, I tell people I'm part of the organization. I'm not, my husband's Jewish, I'm not, but yeah, I from a marketing standpoint, I think JFS as a whole spends so much money to help the community. They don't spend as much money on billboards and advertisements and things like that, which I respect, but I think that kind of empowers everybody that's part of the organization to get the word out there, that we help anybody in the community that wants to help, you know?
So not to put you all on the spot, my son says I shouldn't do this, but hey, I only have a couple of minutes to make a point. And I would suggest that you participate as an organization in our Wisdom and Experience Works for Business Awards event in September. You might become a sponsor or recommend a number of your contacts at companies that you perceive are age-friendly employers. It's all exposure for you. And we might even have a surprise for you if you do.
You hooked me last year, Rosemary. You have me for life. You know that. So
well, I know you enjoyed it very much. I have a board meeting at 5 o'clock today. We have a number of people working on getting ready for the next one. And I think you guys should be part of it. You know, I believe in partnerships.
100%.
And as I said, when we began, there were very few people to partner with other than staffing agencies and coaches, all of whom charge a fee.
Right.
And if something else has come along, like what you guys do or what we do in 6 years, I haven't seen it.
No,
and
we
we're growing,
just
and we're
advertise.
still going forward. We've
Yeah.
got more activities we're doing. We've got a couple of projects in the work. So we're not stopping. Yeah, this is something we're very dedicated to.
Lovely. And in fact, well, I guess this is called probing questions. In my conversations with you guys, I've gotten the impression that you really have an interest in the older worker. And you provide support to an older worker that a lot of organizations don't do or not interested in.
Right. I think the older worker has a lot to offer and contribute in an organization. And I think once we kind of get past the technology and help delay or deliver the message that someone's trainable and teachable, sky's the limit. You know, I think we definitely, it's definitely a win-win situation. So.
And the reason this came from a need and a shift in the job market. After COVID, so many mature workers were forced into retirement or pushed out of the job. And now that it's over, it's people trying to figure out what's going on. This is the first 5 generational workforce, 5 different generations working in the same workforce. People are living longer. People are vibrant. They want to stay active. You know, before 20, 30 years ago, 70, of course, was a retirement. But now everyone's like, I'm not ready to retire. I'm not ready. I still want to be active. I want to do things. So there is a need to bridge that gap of understanding in the workforce that, you know, at any age, you still can be extremely resilient and supportive and provide great things to any company. I just think that the language and the support needs to grow a little bit. And then our job is to help prepare our seniors to be vibrant, great workers in the workforce. So it's a need, and we're just trying to answer the call to the need.
It's funny. 6 years ago, when we started this, we started pointing out the decline in birth rates in this country. And that if employers were counting on younger people coming along to fill all those positions, they're going to be sadly mistaken. And we suggested that they focus some energy on retaining the wisdom, experience, and knowledge of mature workers. And just this morning, my son was telling me about an ad he saw on the internet. The Army is seeking to retain mature members of the Army, their workforce, because they have a lot of positions to fill. Younger people are not signing up, and they want to hang on. They want to hang on to the people who know how to do something. And so, you know, we have a lot of information that we will be sharing in our newsletter and other ways about how people in companies are gradually waking up to the fact that they're losing a lot of talent, and a lot of the people coming along do not have the skills and experience to replace them. And so this has been a long time. My observation, it takes a long time for people to realize what's going on a, you know, a global, beyond their own little bubble, so to speak.
Yeah. You got to chase the why. You got to chase the why to get an understanding.
Right. So I want to, you know, give time here for other people who have questions. I see there are people on the call who might. Sheila has a question.
Yeah, thank you. 3 things. Number one, this is an aside that came up when you were talking. I was on a call the other day. I think I can track it if anybody wants. There's Chrome or Google there's a tool that you can give to manage your email. So everything you want, you show that you want to see, and then they put in the rest of it, and by subject matter or whatever else it can be. So if you know we're thinking about something, you can just go back and look at it, but your inbox isn't bombarded with it. If you're interested, I will see if I can find what I did with that link. Anybody wants, just put it in chat or something. Then I was going to ask you, is there much in remote? And you did mention artificial intelligence. I've been resisting getting on because I'm in a lot of business groups and I'm still resisting using AI. But I'm wondering right now, it seems like it could put all the interest in, it would create resumes for you and everything else. So that's okay, remote, and then, well, the artificial intelligence you mentioned. Yeah, I think that's it.
So yeah, there's more remote and hybrid jobs now for anybody. The biggest challenge, I think, for anybody who does want to work 100% remotely is just making sure that you understand the demand and the requirements to work remotely. Employers do want someone who's comfortable in that environment. They want to see that you're comfortable with Microsoft Suite as well as Google Suite. So it's a great opportunity, I think, to pursue and just understand that you want to be very competitive in that opportunity as well. So you're going to grow and learn and take classes and do whatever you need to be a strong applicant in that area. AI, I'm with you. I am very uncomfortable AI as well. I tell my team this every single day, but I'm still learning AI every single day because it's not going anywhere. Technology is not slowing down for anybody. So I'm trying to get on that same train and learn, even though I'm, gritting and bearing down. You gotta stay up to date. It's necessary.
For me, it's I have technology for seniors made easy. I work with seniors in technology mainly, and now the mobile devices. But it's the ethics and it's the whole thing that I'm just not happy with. I read how they've done people's, so that's why I just don't want to be a part of it. And I know
I get it.
have to
I think there are people that are using it to kind of make the perfect resume and maybe elaborating a little too much on things. And, that just is part of the growing pains. And it's pretty quick when someone gets hired based on a resume qualifications, they get in there and do it. And, they don't know their left from their right. So I think you have to use it in the right way, use it to your advantage to empower you, not to get a job you're not qualified for, because that never really
Gonna
works.
hurt. Yeah.
Eduardo, I think you have your hand up again, or is that an old
Oh,
hand?
no, I was wondering, I know so many people apply for the same position, let's say 500 resumes, 250 resumes. Is there a way to test your resume versus on that applicant tracking system? I have a resume. Before I apply, can I test it versus the actual job application? Because if it's going to come out as a 10 as opposed to a 90, it will be a waste of my time and their time probably. Is there a way to test such a thing?
Brittany, I'm gonna let you handle this one.
We have a program we use called Skill Syncer. The two main ones are Skill Syncer and jobscan.co. For each of those, you can copy your resume and copy your job description and scan it. And it really is interesting when you try it out, because we have people all the time, they think they're a perfect match, and then they use these programs, and it literally scans your resume and the job description, and it gives you a detailed report. It tells you the words that you might be missing. To me, I look at it almost like a fill in the blank. Like it says, like the job description has the word marketing in it 8 times. Your resume only has it 2 times. So then we know we have to increase that word in, throughout your resume. So there are programs out there. We have a membership to it. So we tell our clients all the time, they can our clients kind of consistently will email us a job description and their resume and say, hey, Karin, can you scan this for me before I apply? She'll scan it. She sends them the report. We show our clients how to read the report so it makes sense. And then they go back and do the homework as far as tweaking the resume to make sure it's going to get through the job scanning system. Wow. So that was an awesome question. So
wow, I didn't know that. That's it's called Skill Thinker.
There's Skill Syncer, and then there's jobscan.co. I know jobscan.co gives you, what is it, 1 free scan per day?
I think it's 1 or 2 per day and only 5 per month. But Skill Syncer, I don't know the limitations, but I tell people it's worth it. It's $14 a month for unlimited access if you want to do it yourself.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's great. Thank you so much. Great information today.
Good.
And then Sheila, I'm a techie person. I think the program, one that I know of, there's 2 for the phone. One is called Chuck, CHUCK. And what that one does is put all of your emails together that are from different spam, and you could just slide it and it deletes all of them throughout your thing. It's called Chuck. It's very, very easy. And then another app that's comparative to what you're talking about is Spike. And it connects all of your emails together to read like a long email versus going back and checking every single email for that way. Those are 2 really handy ones that kind of help you with what you're saying with dealing with the abundance of emails we all get.
Okay.
Thank you.
Problem.
You're muted, Rosemary. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just wondered if anybody else had questions, because I got a list of them.
I bet you do.
I don't want to take up anybody else's time. It's just that I have such a knowledge of what they do, and I want to make sure that we fully expose all the information potentially available. I was just wondering, Karin, as we discussed earlier, the biggest challenge, I think, is reaching the individual job seeker who's 50 plus. How do you go about letting the world know you're there? I mean, we do it through our newsletter and events and so forth, but it's not easy to reach the individual person. What do you do?
So we have most of our clients are through referrals, first of all. Most of our clients are somebody else who got assistant and they're telling somebody else about it. We have a database of all of our clients that we worked with. It's close to 4,000 people in there now because our office has been up since 2017. We are on social media, a lot, sharing about our different workshops, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I don't think that's the best way to get our targeted population, but it is a method that we use. And Rosemary, we talk about this often. There are opportunities for us to really get our name out there, but I honestly think it may be overwhelming for a team of 4 of us who do that. So right now, we usually keep about 70 to 90 clients that we're working with on a continuous basis, connecting with our clients bi-weekly, going step by step with them through the career process. Traditionally, we place about 14 to 15 people per month after working with them. So until we could get another grant where I can get a little bit more assistance here, the word of mouth is keeping us busy. But it's free, so if you hear about us, give us a call. It's totally free.
Right.
What are your grant sources for your program?
All right, so one of them is through the Federation. It's called Project M, and that's a grant-funded program that helps people who don't have access to traditional career service outlets. It's very loosely defined, I think, but that one, we are working with AARP for a grant with them moving forward. And the rest are through donors. We have a large board of directors. We do conferences. We do all types of marketing events to raise money. We have a gala, we have a golf event, all these different things that we do to help with increasing in the department. But for the most part, it's donations.
Okay, thank you. And in your communications, do you share information about Encore?
100% yes. We actually just left our workshop before, and everybody that attended received the email to sign up for your newsletter. So we always do. We always talk about your organization. We think it's a great organization, but we do.
Well, you do something that we can't do, and that is placement services. We have no staff. That's why we are so delighted to work with you. But I was just wondering if our effort to identify age-friendly employers here in Palm Beach County is helpful to your efforts in placement.
100% yes.
Yeah, and we use the different ones that you have listed on your website. We will go to your website with our clients and let them know of the different places. We look up the different job availabilities that they have in the area. We always tell our clients once they've applied, let us know, and we will reach out with them directly. It's a case-by-case, situation if it's the right job industry for that individual person. But no, we understand that there are very limited resources, so we capitalize on all of them, including Encore too. And I think when we shared it, even today, Brittany, you were in there, we were talking about Encore. I've seen a couple of them feel like they took a deep breath, like, I didn't know this was here, I didn't know that this was even available. There are options. So
if I had a dime for every person and said, oh, I didn't know you were there, I'd have a lot more in my retirement fund.
Honestly, similar to us, though. A lot of people are like, I never knew JFS existed. I never knew you guys did this. I never knew it was free. Like a hurricane response, like so many things that we hear that daily. I never knew, and
I want to put that caveat in too. For hurricane season, we are one of the #1 places that help out with donations, with living, everything for hurricane season. So if someone, hopefully this year won't be too bad of a hurricane season, but if it is, and someone who has had, like electricity or whatever it is, let us know.
Yep.
We have a lot of resources, and we're one of the county
response.
certified offices that provides hurricane relief.
You touched on it a bit earlier, and it's something that I've observed, that we try to connect with people 50 plus who want to connect with work opportunities as well as volunteer opportunities. I sense that the population that you're reaching is more 60 plus. And it's been my observation in a more casual way that there's a difference in the need or support that people between 50 and 60 and those 60 and older need. My observation, not very scientific, is that those people who are 60 plus need a lot more hand holding. But the people between 50 and 60 should not be ignored. They need to be reached also, because that is a population group that a lot of them lost jobs, going back to the 2007 collapse of the stock market and real estate market. If they don't have good jobs during their peak earning years, 50 to 60, they can't save money for retirement. And we're going to have an economic problem in our communities because of that later on. So we can't ignore that age group either. That's why we dropped our focus down to 50 plus. But I do sense there's a difference in the amount of support the two age groups met. In fact, I've met people in their 80s looking for work. One or two I've referred to you.
Yep. We have a 90-year-old looking.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Never mind saving for retirement. There are a lot of older people who don't have enough income now and have to find work. So I've been thinking about this a lot. I tend to think on the higher level where everybody is focused on the details, I suppose. But I view our county, Palm Beach County, as a land of opportunity. We are growing economically. We have diverse opportunities. It isn't just what it used to be, agriculture, tourism, and medical. There are all kinds of companies here. We have young people, we have old people, as you said, 5 age groups in the workforce. But we have, I believe, a motherload of people 50 plus in our community. In fact, the statistics are that almost half of our population is over 50. And I feel that we're not really tapping in to that reservoir of skills and experience that we need here. At the same time, we have challenges because the cost of living here is it's getting more and more expensive. And, you know, we have people who are already living here. Rather than trying to attract people from someplace else to come here and buy homes, why don't we focus on maximizing the use of the talent and experience and wisdom that's already living here? It's like we're wasting resources. I'm an old New Englander. Waste not, want not. You know, and it just bothers me, the waste of human potential in this county.
We do have an abundance of clients who are 60 plus. We meet bi-weekly as a team. We go over all of our clients, kind of doing a case study of what individual issues and challenges that they're trying to overcome. That's one of our biggest challenges as a team, is to try to help our 60 plus clients, because not only are we talking about limitations, a lot of our clients 60 plus want part-time work. They don't want, full-time. They want a little bit of flexibility, limited physical activity required for the position is a big thing to consider, and the technology required. I tell my team, even you guys been to the grocery store, you've been to McDonald's, you have to have some type of computer skills, because you're going to go to these places. First of all, you're not checking yourself out. They're not checking you out. You're going to have the computer check you out. If something happens, they have to be able to fix it and be available. So there is a lot of challenges that I do see the community having with that. We do have an abundance. We're Florida, we're the #1 state for retirement. And if people are not wanting to retire, then we are probably the largest state of seniors who want to work and have challenges with getting to work. I've talked with employers. I know you've talked with employers. AARP has a list of employers that are age-friendly, supposed to be organizations. The challenge is that just because one person said they're age-friendly doesn't mean each department considers themselves age-friendly. So that's a challenge. It's a very employer-focused industry. The employers kind of set the roadmap of expectation. So what I've been trying to, as my team, coach our clients is to how to present your assets, how to present all of your great qualifications despite your age. I don't want you to lie about your age, but use that to your advantage. The job market now wants positive attitude. The market wants empathy, all these soft skills due to COVID because so much has changed and people had to adapt. So I encourage them, definitely be teachable, definitely be a mentor. Selling your skills as being a mentor for the team is, I think, a really great advantage. But just adding that technology portion of compatibility makes you a superstar candidate. I know people don't want to take classes at times. They're like, I've taken all my classes. I always use my dad as an example. Retired recently, were forced into retirement after COVID. Karin helped me get a job. I'm like, I can't just create a job for you. We got to work the job market. And I was like, Dad, I think you might need to take a class. And he's like, I don't want to take a class. And I'm like, well, he's like, I've done all the classes. I've done all that. I've gone to school. Karin, I don't need to do all that. I said, well, who's your audience? Because if you are telling an employer that you don't need to take any more classes, then who is that hurting? So it helps. It definitely helps to bridge those gaps. We're trying, we every week, that is one of our top things. We have a list of jobs that we encourage our clients to work that we feel will not be too technologically advanced and definitely not too strenuous activity. But that's our goal. That's our niche. That's our goal. That's what we're working. And we're going to continue until it's not needed anymore.
Everybody talks about the technology skills that are needed. However, back in 2018, CareerSource, along with the Department of Labor, did a survey of thousands of employers in Palm Beach County about the skills gap that they were seeing among newer, younger employees. Yeah, they may have some technical skills, but they didn't have the soft skills. They couldn't communicate. They couldn't write. They couldn't work well with other people. They couldn't even show up on time. I mean, it's great that the employers now have tools to weed out people who don't fit their keywords. But I often wonder if they are not weeding out people who would be better employees because of it.
Right.
And they're losing out and they don't even know it.
Right.
They know
I
they're
think there's a
losing
gradual
out.
shift, though, that they're looking more towards, if you can relay that you're teachable and trainable, technology is always going to be flying. It's always going to be changing. But those work ethic, that integrity, eye contact, communicating well with others, problem solving, those are some hard skills to teach somebody. So either you have them and you utilize them and you use them every day, or you don't. So I think employers are seeing the value of that, because investing in a person with those strong skills is a lot better and cheaper in the long run than consistently having to fire someone and rehire and go through the background. So they're realizing the money is starting to they see the big picture, I think. So there is a shift for it.
Yeah, one of the things that we have been advised in our work is to not beat employers over the head about age discrimination, ageism, blah, 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 blah. Focus on what's in the interest of the employer.
Right.
What are they missing out on? What are they losing by relying so heavily on these algorithms and so forth. So you attended, Brittany, the Wisdom and Experience Awards event last year, and Tim Driver, who's also going to be in an August event with us. He said the bottom line is what's in it for employers. That's the message that they have to get for things to change. Yes, you can do things to help the job seeker, and I think we all need to do more, but nothing will change unless employers see it's in their interest to change. And on that note, Eduardo, you have a question?
Yes, thank you. It's more of a statement than a question, but I love junior achievement. And I think it's so important for us professionals, whether we are retired or in searching for a job opportunity, to go back to the school system and go to a middle school, a high school, and share our journey. I am a U.S. veteran. I served in the U.S. Air Force. I have a master's degree. Karin, I agree with you that I need to go back to school. My master's degree is so old that has nothing to do with what's going on right now. So I, for one, will need to go back to school. But, you know, just listening to Brittany's soft skills, how to look at somebody in the eye, how to shake someone's hand, how to smile, things like that. Our kids don't know that.
No.
And this is why I think it's so important. And I love going to schools and either just to share my story, not to preach to the kids, not to tell them what they need to do, just to share my story. If you want to pick something out of that, it's wonderful. It's great. But I think we need to go back to share again with our kids our journey of life. And yeah.
Our college students need it too. That's my background is higher education. Our college students need this so badly because I have an 18-year-old about to start school in a couple of weeks. And they all think when we were younger, we knew exactly what we wanted to do. I did not know when I was a child, I wanted to go into career counseling. But I think there's that kind of impression that you're going to change your mind 13 times before you graduate from college. So I think the university system is such an incredible opportunity to really touch lives and make differences for sure. Anything you can do in a university is great. And they always look for guest speakers. So I definitely would encourage you to reach out to the deans of the colleges and universities, offer your assistance. They love having guest speakers come in. It really solidifies what they do in the class.
Thank you. I'll reach out to them. That's wonderful. Great. I appreciate that.
Great idea, Brittany.
Thank you.
Did you say something, Eduardo, about junior achievement? Did I hear you say junior achievement?
Yes. I've been with, usually I have been volunteering with them in Palm Beach County. Claudia, I love Claudia. And I just met Julie because I am volunteering at Everglades High School. They have a entrepreneurship class. And as an entrepreneur, I'm the co-owner of a chain of health food stores. I just share. I share all these things and I help them out. We got third place. So we did very well. But they have it's a great organization.
I just have to tell you, I was a junior achiever in high school. Well, I think I've always been a junior achiever. I had a chocolate chip cookie company. I was very successful.
That's wonderful. That's great. I think Sheila has her hand up.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Eduardo. I want to share, it's a little bit off and not. What you just shared is great. And are you recording your stories to leave your legacy? Do you have these stories up on YouTube? And I'm laughing with the chocolate chip cookies. I have, and I'll put the link in the thing, a family videos playlist. There's a lot of different types of stories, and I'm very much into capturing in the moment. Use your phone. You think of something, take a voice, then you can voice record it. You can create videos with a picture and an audio. And the chocolate chip cookies is on Thanksgiving Day a couple of years ago, my 20-year-old grandson jumped on his father's back. I wasn't quick enough to get the video on my phone and started talking about a chocolate chip cookie in the cafeteria. And I knew immediately that this had to be a story that his father told him. And what I did was I had recorded his voice. I just did one picture, and then I have a 30-second video. One of the reasons I got into technology for seniors was I said I should do that. I wasn't interested, except I remembered that when my husband died, I missed the sound of his voice. Now, I had been leading teleseminars long before Zoom. It just never occurred to me. And I finally found a video cassette that my son had given me that included a thing from surprise 65th birthday party we gave him. So what I did is I still have able to watch it on my TV, at least I was then. And I put the tripod on the table and my phone, and I videoed the video, and that's on there. So I now have 30 seconds.
That's beautiful.
That's interesting. That's beautiful.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so check it out, and if you go to any of the videos, you'll see I'm putting the link in for anybody interested. And interestingly, my 50-year-old sons and daughters-in-law now were not interested, but the grandchildren in their 20s, now one is 32, participated. One wanted to interview me, and they're all short clips on his Poppy, my husband, because he thought he might get more of an understanding of himself and an identity.
That's one.
And then, so if you go to this, you'll see, and the videos in the videos in these have contact information, or you can go to yourontoldstories.com, and I have a guide for capturing stories.
That's very helpful. My dad's 80 and he tells more stories than I can know what to do with. And we want him to write it down, but he won't. He won't do that. So we've been we found a couple programs where you could tell your story, because the grandkids love that. So that's really interesting. Thank you for sharing.
That is awesome.
Thanks, Brittany. The thing with that too, when I tell people, you can write it down and have the book, but it's not as long lasting as far as sharing.
Yeah.
There are places you can privately put up the videos, and it's easy for the whole family. And then I use it creatively for me on would have been our 62nd wedding anniversary. And I was most fortunate. My husband and I met were engaged 6 weeks after we met, and married 3.5 months after that. I was in New York, I was in Philadelphia. So I had all his letters and things, and I put together, I have 68 pages. And on the anniversary, I was able to read them more thoroughly than I usually did, but there still was the missing. So what I ended up doing was I took our wedding album and I photographed each page, and I created a video explaining or talking about it. And then I was able to also share with family members and get the connecting. And the 3 things that are said to keep us young, that's connection, social connection, curiosity, and creativity, imagination. Those are the 3 elements that run my life, and most people are surprised when they hear I'm 83 years old. So,
wow,
Brittany.
That's awesome. That's great.
Very nice.
That's so great.
Did I tell
even
you
know
that
you're
I'm
80.
83? I'm another 83-year older.
He's a couple months older than I.
But anyway, thank you, Sheila, for sharing that. Christine?
Before we wrap it up, I just want to touch on another aspect of Encore that Eduardo touched on, and that is the importance of volunteerism and sharing that wisdom and experience that we have to the next generation. So thank you for bringing that up, Eduardo. That is very important aspect and goes back to the connection, curiosity, and creativity, because I find even with my grandchildren, they love hearing the stories. You know, I get questions like, did they have cars back then? So especially at that certain age, they can't visualize what our life was. So it's really important to carry our legacy and share those stories in any way that we can, even if it is volunteering to a bunch of children who may not hear it from home. They may not have any clue as to what, you know, went on before they were born. So all part of history that's so worth sharing in so many ways. This was great information, ladies. Thank you so much for sharing with us. We look forward to working with you and collaborating with you in the future. And any other questions before we sign off? Okay.
Now, let me say one thing. This is not unrelated to this, but Rosemary will be pleased. A year ago, and Eduardo, this remains staying, you interviewed somebody with brain research. And I was looking at it and I was going to do it, and then I just never did. Well, they exhibited at a Humana meeting, and I signed up. I was interviewed yesterday, and I will probably be in that research study. So your work lives on beyond the.
You see how long it takes for people to get the message. I mean, really, I'll die before I see the fruits of my labor, I'm afraid.
Thank you all for sharing. The recording will be up in a few weeks up on our YouTube channel. And thank you all for sharing great information.